This is awesome. Thank you guys for being here tonight. This is awesome. And thank you to everybody that is watching this in the future on their phones, probably. I mean, we're all addicted to our screens. That's fair. I'm no different. My New Year's resolution this year was just to put my phone away anytime my kids were around. I lasted 3 weeks. That's as long as I could go without seeing my kids. I stay locked into it. There was another parent at the preschool once who asked me if we have screen time rules at our house. But I know that I didn't hear her properly because I responded like, yeah, screen time rules. Like, high five it. I know that my toddler watches too much YouTube because she went through this phase where instead of saying goodbye to people, she would just say, thanks for watching, please subscribe. It's too much YouTube at that point. But it's not just our family that's addicted to their screens. I was on a flight recently, and there was a soldier on the flight sitting next to me. We had this long walk to baggage claim. And at the end of this long walk, his whole family was waiting there to surprise him. They had signs and balloons. The mom had her phone out to record the whole thing. And they're hugging, they're crying. It's like a really emotional moment. Then the mom realizes that she didn't hit the record button on the phone. So she made this kid go all the way back to Kuwait. It was crazy. She was so committed to it. This is the most fun that I've had with my phone. This happened to me a couple years ago. I accidentally got added to this family's group text thread. So it was a bunch of phone numbers I didn't recognize, right? And the first thing that popped up was just a picture of an old lady with a little kid, and the text said, having fun at Grammy's house. So I thought if I responded with anything, they would realize I wasn't in their phone book, they would take me out of it. So I said, I don't know who this kid is, but I'm glad he's having fun, right? I didn't hear anything after that for a few weeks. I thought it worked. It did not work. Because I got another text, another picture, 5 soldiers in front of a helicopter. And it said, Christian and his unit shipping out for deployment. So I said, okay, I'll try this again. Maybe they'll pick up on it this time. I said, which one is Christian? I should know that if I'm in your family. There's only 5 guys. He was the only black guy in the photo. I should have known that if I'm in your family. But they didn't get it. And they were like, he's on the far right. And I was like, okay, well, they're never going to get it. So I said, he's a true patriot, and gave it a thumbs up. And everybody responded with like smiley faces and like little flag emojis and stuff. I thought that would be the end of it. That was also not the end of it. A few weeks later, boom, another text. Here's Christian's address if you want to send him a care package while he's deployed. I was like, well, that is definitely happening. I'm in too deep now. There's no getting out of it. I don't know what to put in my care package, though, right? So I post about it on Facebook. Some people were like, send cookies, or send this, or send that. Then a few people towards the end of the conversation, they were like, hey, we want to chip in too. So I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious to start a GoFundMe and send this guy 3,000 cookies? And it was. It was very funny. Some celebrities tweeted about it. We tripled the amount of money we wanted to raise. We sent this guy 9,000 cookies. I don't even know if he likes cookies. He could have a tree nut allergy for all I know. But I got a really nice letter from him. He sent me a really nice email saying his unit loved the cookies. His mom, she even sent me a handwritten note thanking me for this whole thing. I thought that's a nice conclusion to like trolling this guy with cookies. I'm still getting the text messages. Years later, they still haven't put it all together. Maybe I'll send him a clip of this taping. Really reignite that text thread. Here was my favorite part of this too, by the way. We didn't tell our kids we were doing this. You have not lived as a parent until you've seen your cute little 3-year-old walk into her house see it randomly filled with thousands of cookies, watch her jaw hit the floor, and then tell her she doesn't get a single one of those cookies. I was trying to support the troops, and I think I gave my toddler PTSD in the process. Now, this is the most fun I'm having with my phone currently. I just got an email about an upcoming show, right? Email subject, quick question from a potential fan. Email body, hey man, just wondering if you are funny. Thinking about going to see you in North Carolina with my girlfriend for our 1-year anniversary, but I don't know how to look up videos online. Maybe you could just tell me a quick knock-knock joke or something that could make me laugh, and we'll probably come see you. I just need some proof, you know? Let me know, please. From Austin. There are a lot of ways I could have responded to that email. But here's what I did. I told him that he could download my album, which has been streamed more than 1 million times, and then I promised him free tickets for him and the girlfriend, just because I want to get him to this show. So halfway through it, I can stop and say, Austin, please stand up. Spotlight on Austin. Say, ladies and gentlemen, Austin is here tonight with his girlfriend celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and he emailed me before the show because he has a very special question he wants to ask her tonight. And then I'm just gonna let him melt in that spotlight for a good minute. And when he's just in a puddle of his own sweat, I'm just gonna say, knock, knock, and that's the end of it. I mentioned being a dad. I do like being a dad. I never realized how much I wanted to have kids until I had one. And honestly, I never even realized how much I wanted to have 2 kids until I had 3. That's when it starts to feel like a lot of kids. And I just remember like my wife telling me she was pregnant the first time. It was like this really big emotional dinner. It was great. By the 3rd time, it was just a text message. That was it. She sent me a picture of a positive pregnancy test. And I remember looking at that thing just thinking like, wow. I really hope she meant to send this to somebody else. That's our number 3. It will change you. Having kids will change you. I learned that. Especially because I have 3 young daughters. So I have become a feminist 100%. With a wife and 3 young daughters, yeah. Of course I'm gonna defend women's rights when I own 4 of them. Okay, you remembered you're at a comedy show. Good. I can't tell that joke at home. I cannot. When our second child was born, all of our friends gave us the same piece of advice. All right, they said, you need to treat both kids exactly the same. Exactly the same. I was like, parents don't do that. You treat that first kid the way you would treat like a package that you marked fragile. You treat that next kid kind of like how the UPS would treat that package. It's like, fragile, yeah, good luck. Throw it. I don't know, exactly the same. That's what they said, though. It's like that you can't, I learned right away, too, that we couldn't treat them exactly the same. Our first daughter was born in New York City at a hospital on Madison Avenue, and we named her Madison. That's cute. Our next daughter was born at a hospital on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah, not exactly the same. That would be a weird first day of school if I just trotted in there and the teacher's like, who do we have here? I'm like, oh, this pale-skinned redheaded girl? This is Martin Luther King. Chalifoux. So no, not exactly the same. Parents, all that means is like don't have a favorite. Parents have favorites. It just changes constantly, you know? I just sort of want to post the power rankings every morning so my kids know where they rank. Like Madison, she's the oldest, and we had our first baby because we wanted to have a baby, right? We had our second baby because we wanted the first baby to have a sibling. I don't know about you guys, but I think that I would rather find out that I was an accident than a sidekick, right? But then right before Christmas, we gave Madison one of those like little toy catalogs so she could circle one or two things that she wanted for Christmas. And she just starts circling entire pages of this catalog. Like, I gotta have this whole page, both of these pages, definitely that page. Gotta have everything on these. Definitely want this page. So that's what she got for Christmas, just torn out catalog pages. And moved down the power rankings. So then up next, we have little MLK. She's a great kid, love her. Cute little toddler. I was reading her a story the other day, and in the middle of this story, she just stands up without a word, walks straight to the fridge, pulls Madison's artwork off of it, walks straight to the trash, throws it in, comes back and sits down, and now she's my favorite because that is hilarious. It's like something struck her little brain while we were reading Clifford. She was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a puppy? Okay, well then that is garbage. But then her kindergarten teacher gave her homework at Thanksgiving, where she had to list 3 things she was thankful for. Number 1 was her mom. We all saw that coming, fine. Number 2, her siblings in a tie, sure. Number 3, the dog. That is very hurtful because we do not have a dog. She got halfway through her gratitude list and then just turned into her wish list right away. So she gets moved down the power rankings again. So now it's the baby at the top, because she's only, 1.5, so what can a baby do? Right, all she's done for her first year of life, for almost 2, is just like crawl around the house trying to eat her older sister's toys. That's it. I remember at one point my wife turned to me. She was like, how many times are we gonna save this baby from choking on something? I was like, hopefully all of them. There are no days off in this game. The one thing that I don't like about having babies is like being in public. Like doing the baby voice always feels super awkward. But I think it'd be weirder to talk to a baby saying that same stuff, but just in your regular voice. It's like, who has a little button nose? You do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Who has a little button nose? I'm gonna bite it off. That's how you get kicked out of the mall right away. You are gone. I don't know. I was not ready for the first one when we had her. I just wasn't mentally ready to be a parent, I think. We were so excited for it, we planned for it, but I still just wasn't there. And you're supposed to know what you're doing. That's the hardest part, right? You're just supposed to know right away. I remember being in the delivery room and the doctor turned to me. He was like, okay, grab a leg. I was like, oh no, I don't actually work here. I'm her ride home, that's it. I'm just like a friendly Uber, that's my job. Then we took the baby back from New York to Ohio to meet my wife's family, and my wife's aunt came running up to me at this party. She started like rubbing my chest, which was weird. She was like, hi, Daddy. Are you ready to be called that, Daddy? Not by you! I will never be ready for that. I am taking this casserole to go. Out of here. People do give you presents when you have kids. That part is cool. Somebody at that party gave us $100, and my wife was like, oh, we could use it to start a college fund for the kid. But you cannot go to college for $100. So I took that money to the casino. And now she can go to college for free when she joins the military, so. Not my finest moment. Yeah, you're just always supposed to know what you're doing. Here was our problem recently, is we didn't know if we could send the older kids back to school during the pandemic. We weren't sure if it was safe or whatever. So I called our daughter's pediatrician. And she told me to use my parents' gut and then charge me a copay for all 3 kids. I had to pay $75 for her to tell me to believe in myself. I was like, parent gut, that can't be what we're using for this. This is like a serious global thing. Like parent gut. How about we trust the doctor opinion here? Somebody that went to doctor school instead of somebody that calls it doctor school, you know? Also, parent gut just sounds like a terrifying thing to rely on to me, because I remember the first time I ever had to use my parent gut was I went out and bought an outfit for our newborn, the first time we had a baby. And I went and I picked out something that I thought was a cute onesie for a baby, and it turned out to be cute pajamas for a dog. Trusted my parent gut and got clothes for the wrong species. And then even the most recent time I used that parent gut was with that doctor. I took the baby in to see her for a checkup. And when I was there, the nurse asked me my daughter's birth date, and I blanked and couldn't remember it. I said winter. They don't accept that at the doctor's office. It's so embarrassing to admit, but I literally had to pull my phone out, scroll through my Instagram to find a picture of me holding her as a newborn. I was like, there it is, birth certificate right there. Screen time rules. Parent gut too, that just means she didn't know what to say, right? Like she's probably on the phone with her doctor friends and one of them's like, I don't know, what are you telling people? She's like, well, I told one guy to use his parent gut. He bought that? Oh yeah, 3 times he bought that. And don't get me wrong, parent gut makes sense for a lot of things, most of the upbringing, you know? Like we were leaving my daughter's soccer game and there was this boy on the other team who was petting this really big dog. And he was like, do you guys want to pet my dog? He's going to heaven today. Yeah, that stinks, because my cute little kid, she was crushed. She was heartbroken by that. We got back to the car, she had tears in her eyes, and she's like, Daddy, why did he say that? What does he mean? So I had to use my parent gut, and I was honest with her. I was like, sweetie, I am so, so sorry. But this is what happens when you don't try hard enough at soccer. That kid's gonna be so good at soccer. She is getting a scholarship, 100%. She did write me 2 jokes she wanted me to tell, by the way, for this special. And so, you know, remember these are written by a 5-year-old, so laugh appropriately. But also, don't laugh too hard, because then they'll sound better than my jokes. And if they're really that good, she can do them on her own special. The first one was, why did the chicken cross the road to get smashed by a car? Kind of a dark opener. Her second joke was, what animal likes fire? A dragon pooping on a hot turkey. I don't even understand why the turkey's hot in that scenario, to tell you the truth. They're cute. They're cute ages now. I'm not looking forward to them getting older and having to deal with all like the grown-up drama of like dating and high school and stuff. I was always so bad with breakups. My worst breakup when I was in high school is when I was going off to college and I broke up with my high school girlfriend and she said no. True story, we dated for 5 more years after that. And then we got married. That is a bad breakup. I dropped the ball on the proposal. That's an important part of things, too. Because we'd been together for like 7 years at that point. High school sweethearts, college sweethearts. And so I wanted to propose in a way that would surprise her, right? So I picked Christmas, partly because I thought I could get out of having to buy her a Christmas present. I mean, what else can you give her after you give her a ring? It's just gonna get dwarfed by the ring, you know? Like, you're not having a girl running up to her friends like, hey guys, check out this ring and this gift card to Chipotle. It doesn't happen. I also didn't ask her father's permission. I thought that was too old-fashioned. But I wanted her family to know. So I called her mom. I was like, hey, just want to make sure we're not getting your daughter the same Christmas present. I'm getting her a diamond ring. And she was like, yeah, we don't get her jewelry. I was like, okay, bye. So I messed that part up. Then it became time to do it, and I didn't want to I wanted to propose in a way that would surprise her, right? So instead of getting down on one knee, I decided to toss the ring to her. It's bad. I told you it was bad. I wrote a whole speech about surprises and how our lives would never be boring. And I was going to tell her how much I loved her. But in the moment, I blanked and forgot the entire speech. Still did the ring toss for some reason. While the box was in the air, I managed to get out 2 words. Those 2 words were not even marry me. They were think fast. It is a miracle she said yes to that. Think fast. That is not what you say to get someone to spend the rest of their life with you. Think fast is just what you yell before you hit them in the face with a dodgeball, you know? But we've been together now for almost 20 years now. Yes, almost. Yeah. And I mean, the one thing I've learned is when you have young kids too, it's so easy to get locked into those roles as mom and dad that you kind of neglect the roles as husband and wife a little bit. You know, you need to have date nights, which when you have kids, date nights are just time away from the kids so you can talk smack about the kids. That's all it is. And we went on one recently, and my wife got all dressed up, but she said something like, oh, sorry I don't look that great. And it's like, no, you look beautiful, you're gorgeous, first. But also, second, we've been together for almost 20 years. You shouldn't feel like you need to impress me. You know, you look beautiful in a gym shirt and shorts, you know? And I mean that, I 100% mean that. I did not say that, though. The way that conversation went was her saying, oh, sorry I don't look that great, and me saying, that's okay. Yeah, that is not good. And all it takes is just a little bit. You just need a little bit of effort, right? Just to show you're still there, still committed to the relationship. I remember once my wife started wearing this new perfume, right? I crossed paths with her in the kitchen, and I picked up just the tiniest whiff of lavender. And that is all it took just to snap me out of dad mode, back into husband mode. For a brief half a second, my wife and I, we were the only 2 people on the planet. It was amazing. It's beautiful. I started falling in love with her all over again. It was really touching. It took me 2 days. 2 days to realize that there was no new perfume. I was smelling the new lavender-scented trash bags we bought for the kitchen. That is a low point in your marriage when you find out you were catfished by Hefty. That's it for me.